أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أعاذنا الله وإياكم من النار. My beloved brothers and sisters, elders and aunties who have attended this khutbah today, a lot of us sitting here today, I can maybe say this with surety and conviction, we are sick and tired of constantly seeing a lot of our youth being ideologically attacked, left, right and center, constantly being challenged in their deen. My beloved brothers and sisters, up until when will we continue seeing this taking place right before our eyes? Not so long ago I was informed of a situation where a parent came to know about their child having apostated from the religion. However, The parent wanted to turn a blind eye to that which was happening right before their eyes. Why? We don't want to cause any issues. The child now is focused on their education. They are going to university and they're doing well. And we don't want to cause any issues, hinder their performance by opening up a discussion about what is more precious to them, their deen. إلى هذه الدرجة. This is the point that we are reaching in some of our communities. حدث ولا حرج. When you look today, my brothers and my sisters, on social media, you see the rainbow team that is extremely loud. And let me make something very clear. I'm not here to incite violence or harassment towards any minority group. I'm just stating facts that are there for everyone to see. They are the most loudest out of everyone that uses social media. And you ask yourself the question, why is this actually taking place? Or how has it now reached the point that whatever they come out with tends to really grab the people's attention? But when it comes to us Muslims, we are pushed in a corner and we are not able to profess and bring out what we believe as Muslims. We are terrified to speak about our morals, our values and ethics as Muslims. My brothers and my sisters, I'll give you guys the answer. It is very simple. When you look at the rainbow team, just about every single one of them is playing an active role in standing up for what they believe and what they hold as morals and values. However, when you compare that now to everyone else, it's a completely different ball game. It is completely unmatched. You don't see the same effort of propagating al-Islam. And that's very sad, my brothers and my sisters. That's extremely hard to take. One person can't just be running around, or a group of people, right? Their resources are extremely limited. When it comes to establishing al-Islam, calling to that which is correct, right? Constantly defending normative Islam being attacked. Every generation you look at, my brothers and my sisters, and I'm sure everyone here will agree, is just getting worse and worse. And the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us this: من أشراط الساعة أن يقل العلم ويظهر الجهل ويظهر الزنا ويكثر الهرج. From the signs of the hour is that ilm will become less and less. Ignorance will become extremely prevalent. It will become rampant. Zina yafshu bayna nas. It will become what? Widespread. And killings will be found in just about every corner you go to. This is the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying this over 1400 years ago. My beloved brothers and sisters, especially to my elders, and likewise the youngsters here today, you are going to become parents one day. These children that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed under our responsibility, it is an amana. It is Allah Azza wa Jal entrusting every single one of us with a huge responsibility. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said in a hadith, ما من عبد يسترعيه الله رعيه يموت يوم يموت وهو غاش لرعيته إلا حرم الله عليه الجنة. There's not an individual who has been given a responsibility. Allah Azza wa Jal has placed you in charge of this flock of yours. However, the day when he dies as a ghash. What is a ghash? Someone who has deceived his children. How did he deceive his children? Did he not put a roof over their head? Did he not give them their daily essentials? This is not what we're speaking about. Even though generally speaking, the focus goes there. Am I putting a roof over their heads? Am I spending on them in that which they are in need of? The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told us, وَلَمْ يُحِدْهَا بِنُصْحِهِ he did not advise them accordingly. He did not fulfill his duty of educating his children in that which is most concerning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is their deen. As someone who distributes inheritance, I deal with a lot of wealthy people from time to time. They made sure that not just their children, but their grandchildren are going to be well off financially. This is what he's constantly focused on. From the moment he wakes up, all the way to the point that he goes to sleep. How can I make sure that they never suffer financially? However, you know what happens after he passes away? After he departs from this world, his own children are cursing the parents. You know why? Because they, as brothers, as siblings, they're fighting one another. They stop speaking to one another. Their children end up cutting up one another. All because of the wealth that they are fighting over, that they're constantly battling about. وَلَمْ يُحِدْهَا بِنُصْحِهِ. The Messenger ﷺ told us, he did not advise them accordingly. He did not give them the correct Islamic education in how they are going to function on the face of this earth. Wallahi alladhi la ilaha ghayruh. Without Islamic knowledge, it is almost impossible to function as a human being, to keep your well-being and your mental health intact. Al-Islam gives us that way of life that we always hear about. It is a responsibility that has been placed on every single one of our necks. No one is saying that one shouldn't work, that one shouldn't pursue education in order to be in a better position. No one is saying this. Al-Islam is not against that. There's no harm taking from the dunya that which is going to aid and assist one's hereafter. What kind of children do we want to leave behind after we depart from this world? The Messenger ﷺ one time mentioned that a man, he is raised and he continues to be elevated, and he says, Ya Allah, anna li hadha. Why is this happening to me? Why am I being elevated? Where is this coming from? Bistighfari waladika lak. And that is because the child is constantly seeking forgiveness for that parent after he has passed away. He was taught Islam. He was taught basic morals and values. However, the other child has completely forgot about his parents because he was never, ever taught what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala finds most pleasing. This is a sad reality, my beloved brothers and sisters. Sometimes, as parents, as elders, we might say, you know what? He's still a child. Leave him alone. He's going to make a positive decision the moment he grows up. I'm sure we've heard of that saying before. وَمَنْ شَبَّ عَلَى شَيْءٍ شَابَ عَلَيْهِ. Whoever grows up doing something is really going to hold on to it and adhere to it when he gets older. Umar ibn Abi Salama, who was a young child that the Messenger ﷺ was looking after. He said, one time the food was brought. As a young child, my hand was going everywhere. So the Messenger ﷺ, upon noticing this, he said, Ya ghulam, O son, Sammillah, say Bismillah, wa kul bi yaminik, eat with your right hand, wa kul mimma yalik, and also eat that which is in front of you. He didn't say he's a young child, leave him alone. He's going to make a decision later in a nice, gentle way. Ya ghulam, O young one, do this and then do that. From a very, very young age, he is instilling within him basic morals and ethics. You know what Umar ibn Abi Salama said? فَمَا زَالَتْ تِلْكَ طِعْمَتِي بَعْدِ. From that moment on, I continued eating in the manner that the Messenger ﷺ taught me. And this is a very, very important principle that every single person who is in a state of responsibility should be taking into consideration. One time, one of the relatives, I told her, your daughter's listening to Justin Bieber. Oh, leave her, she'll leave it later on. And now it's become a norm in her life, addicted to this sin. Why? Because it's just a young child. The parent, my brothers and my sisters, as the Messenger ﷺ told us, he's the biggest influencer in that child's life. كل مولود يولد على الفطرة فأبواه يهودانه. Every newborn is born upon the fitrah. It is the father that chooses that religion for him. Whether it may be becoming a Jew, maybe because he becomes a Christian or a Majusi. These were the three that were mentioned. And it just doesn't have to be these three. The point that the Messenger ﷺ is trying to make is that the child will go the same direction, generally speaking, as the parent. In a household where they only sit in front of the TV, what is the child going to be doing? That's all he's going to know. And now we've got more than a TV, brothers and sisters. The child has three parents. The child has three parents. You know what the third parent is? These gadgets and these iPads that they carry, where they are taking their morals and their values from. I've got parents calling me. The auntie says to me, brother, can you speak to my daughter? I said, what happened? All of a sudden now my daughter, she wants to wear a miniskirt. I never wore a miniskirt. Her sisters never wore a miniskirt. Why all of a sudden does she want to wear it? I told her, what the eyes can't see, the heart won't desire. These children, laylan wa naharan, sabahan wa masa'a, are constantly on these gadgets. That's where they're taking their education from. Constantly scrolling, becoming desensitized to the filth and the evil that they keep on watching. And then the parent may say, what do you want me to do? This is part of life. Was it part of life when we were growing up? To make it look as if you can't do except with it. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على النبي المصطفى المجتبى. My beloved brothers and sisters, we have these wishes of our children becoming righteous, pious people who have memorized the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We all want our children to become huffaz of the Quran. However, my brothers and my sisters, it's one thing to have wishes and hopes. It's another putting in the effort and the time. And you brothers who are looking to get married, who are on the verge maybe of having children, is something to really take into consideration. Of what direction we want our children to go. And to start planning from now, not from tomorrow, from now. The sins that we fall into, the decisions that we make, whether we like it or not, my brothers and my sisters, it will end up affecting our children. In the UK, there was a time when you had 16-year-olds all driving the latest cars. The latest cars, the 16-year-olds are driving it. Where are they getting the money from? CC scams, they're cleaning out bank accounts. It was a big deal. Parent calls me, talk to my child. I can't fix in half an hour 16 years of maybe bad parenting. So I ask, what's the issue? She's scared for her child now being thrown into prison because of these CC scams that it keeps on doing, cleaning out people's bank accounts. One time I got so irritated, I said to the auntie, are you cheating the government? She goes, yeah, but what shall I do if I don't? So I said, auntie, why are you upset? Are you upset because he's making more money than you? What's the difference between you and him? He's just making a lot of money in a short space of time, right? While at the same time you are eating haram. You are bringing the haram into the house. Don't be surprised if he ends up taking the exact same direction. A foundation that is shaky, don't expect the rest of the building to hold up itself. It's bound to crumble down. There's a saying in the Somali language, wherever the camel goes, the children are going to go the exact same direction, generally speaking. It's not easy, my brothers and my sisters. Constantly educating them, putting time and effort into the children, it's not easy. Taking away the iPad because the child wants attention, and we might not necessarily have it, right? And sometimes we are focused on the computer or on the TV, Hollywood, Bollywood, Somaliwood, whatever it might be. Constantly focused, Netflix, Amazon Flix, whatever all these names that are coming about. So we give them that just so we can be busy and not distracted by these children. And then they are exposed to the World Wide Web. For those who didn't know what www stands for, it stands for the World Wide Web. Now social media has turned the whole world into a small little village, and they are being exposed to just about everything you can think of. The days when we thought, brothers and sisters, that alhamdulillah, my child's at home, right? He's not hanging around with bad people, thinking that the only way that the child becomes corrupted is by them hanging around with the wrong crowd. These days are long finished. Because we're dealing with a completely different monster now. A child could be in between those four walls, inside of her or his bedroom, and he's exposed to so much more filth that you can think of. He walks outside, 20 people that he might run into that are his friends, that he engages with. But on social media, you have something called Facebook Friends. Friends. Where you have all these people that you can engage with. Their minds are hijacked, polluted with what they come across. Right? And just to conclude, my brothers and my sisters, the effort that we put in to our children, and like I said, is not going to be easy. Remember who's watching. Al-Malik al-Dayyan, Al-Sami' al-Basir, will not go unnoticed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you will be rewarded for your efforts and your hard work. That time that you put into, that blood, sweat and sweat and whatever they call it, that hard work will not go unnoticed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even at times when you think that all your hard work is falling onto deaf ears, Allah Azza wa Jalla is still watching. وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا. The father was a salih, and because of his salah, because of his hard work, later on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring out the fruits for that person. The last thing that I want to mention, my brothers and my sisters, and it may surprise some of the attendees here, our daughters are in need of love and affection. Tell your daughters how beautiful they are. Tell your daughters how much you love them. Girls walk into universities, and just to let everyone know, the universities that are breeding grounds for kufr, shirk, fahisha, and all types of filth. I've been to university of civil engineering. I know what's going on there. Seen it with these two eyes that Allah blessed me with. These girls who are not shown love and affection, and I don't think I need to tell the men that women love attention. They are in need of attention. They are in need of affection, love and compassion. You as a father, if you're not telling her how beautiful she is, how beautiful she looks, there will be someone else that will drop a couple of lines and he will blow her away. And then her mind is hijacked. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما ربنا اصرف عنا عذاب جهنم إن عذابها كان غراما إنها ساءت مستقرا ومقاما رب نجنا وأهالينا مما يعملون سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
stove. So please don't even get to the shaitan. Bismillah ta'ala, my brothers and my sisters, I'm going to read with a different qira'ah. All of these different qira'at were sent down by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told his companions, so don't think that this is now something strange or is going to invalidate your salah. Inshallah, it's intact. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوي والذي قدر فهدي والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء نحوي سنقرئك فلا تنسي إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفي ونيسرك لليسر فذكر إن نفعت الذكر سيذكر من يخشي ويتجنبها الأشقي الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيي قد أفلح من تزكي وذكر اسم ربه فصلي بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وبقي إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضي ألم يجدك يتيما فآوي ووجدك ضالا فهدي ووجدك عائلا فأغني فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There's something very, very important that I forgot to mention in the khutbah that I really would like to bring to your attention. Sometimes, we ask the question, why is it that a child may not necessarily listen to us? From the causes that are mentioned is that the only time we may have a relationship or a conversation with our children is when they have done something wrong. Or the only type of relationship that the kids have with their parents is the back of the hand. When he's done something wrong, that's the only time he speaks to him. Why does it have to be that way, my brothers and my sisters? There are some parents, and they are commended for it. Every single night they sit with their kids. Not because they've done something wrong, but let's just talk. Let's just have a conversation. And they're slowly cleaning out that filthy ideology that may have come from the universities and the schools. Discussion and engagement that takes place. Right? Wallah, we really have to ask ourselves the question, when is the last time I took out my children just for a meal? Or we just went to the park? Right? If the parent is busy, the children will have enough people to be busy with. Right? I just came back from Ireland. I went there and spent the weekend. So many sisters are asking, how can I approach my father when it comes to marriage? How? He's never talked to me, or he doesn't normally want to speak to us. I'm scared and frightened. While on the other hand, there are fathers who have daughters and they are the best of friends. She doesn't hesitate even once when having a discussion with the father. Like I said, there are enough predators out there that these people can go and engage with. Right? Jazakumullah khairan wa ahsanallahu ilaykum wa barakallahu feekum. Inshallah, today after Isha, we have a program. Right? Before I leave to Virginia, inshallah ta'ala, we continue our programs bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, and I hope to see every single one of you. Jazakumullah khairan.
Jazakumullah khairan jami'an ikhwani. Jazallahu shaykh yani. Very powerful speech and khutbah. Inshallah, we should take lesson and inshallah act better in the way that we inshallah do our parents and bi'idhnillah azza wa jalla. The Shaykh is very humble. He came from the UK. He accepted our invitation nicely. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. So inshallah he will be with us tonight in Salatul Isha. After Salatul Isha, we're going to have a lecture. Salatul Isha is at 6:50. So inshallah, we hope to see you tonight inshallah in Salatul Isha. Jazakumullah khairan wa baraka feekum wa sallallahu wa sallim ala nabiyyina.